June 27, 2025. This day is more than a mark on your calendar. It was appointed in the cosmos long before your first breath. Your presence here is no coincidence. You were hand-picked with clear intention for this very moment. And I get that the term hand-picked can feel immense. Perhaps you feel unprepared. Maybe old stories are trying to define your worth. But listen closely. You weren't selected for your flawlessness. You were selected because you hold a key the world is desperate for. All this time, life has been forging you in the quiet, sometimes through pain. That period of solitude, it was never a penalty. It was your conditioning. While everyone else was in the spotlight, you were being formed in the shadows. As others raced forward, you were guided to be still. That hold up was sacred because the gift within you demanded depth. It demanded resilience. It demanded stillness before the symphony. And now, that quiet period is over. There is a potent energy in divine timing. You might have felt ignored, but the universe never once lost sight of your path. Every single thing that was concealed is now coming to light. Every question you held is now finding its answer. This is the reason your will to go on never broke. This is the reason your essence wouldn't be extinguished when circumstances tried to crush you. You were not designed to shatter. You were designed to ascend. And you have arrived, not as a casualty of your history, but as a conduit for your destiny. This is the very moment your spirit has longed for. The world is in greater need of your commitment than ever before. So stand up not with ego but with sacred assurance. You were handpicked, you were dispatched, and your time is now. Glance backward for a second, not to linger there, but to truly grasp what you have navigated. The tempests, the seasons of silence, the betrayals that came without a reason. The nights you cried into the void and felt only emptiness. Those were not just instances of agony. They were lessons in a different form. They were conditioning. You were being polished, not pushed aside. And even though it seemed like your world was collapsing, what was truly taking place was a breaking free, allowing something more profound to emerge from you. It's simple to fall for the fiction that hardship is a sign of being abandoned or damned. But in reality, those dim seasons were holy territory. They were constructing your integrity, forging your persistence, and incinerating everything that was not meant to accompany you to your next chapter. There's a purpose behind why you didn't receive what you desired exactly when you hoped for it. You were not being rejected, you were being molded. You needed to release certain connections to discover your true north. You needed to journey by yourself to hear a higher calling without distraction. You needed to confront opposition so your belief could grow beyond what is superficial. And today you are tougher, more insightful, more serene, yet more certain. You now possess something that cannot be learned in ease. It had to be forged in the flames. Throughout this journey, you weren't being disciplined. You were being equipped for a burden that few are asked to bear. Do not harbor bitterness for the journey. It was your proving ground. And since that equipping is finished, you are free to step ahead with conviction. Understanding this reality, the very agony that sought to destroy you has now become the bedrock that will support your destiny. There arrives a point when what has been kept secret must be brought to light, not only for everyone else, but for you. You have carried inquiries that weighed heavily on your soul. Why was I made to feel separate? Why did I seem so different? Why did specific opportunities slam shut while they swung wide for others? The clarity is now beginning to emerge, because when the destined time arrives, the reality can no longer be suppressed. The mist starts to clear, and you begin to perceive plainly what your soul has always understood. You were never created to fit in. You were designated, summoned, and separated for a mission beyond the ordinary plane of existence. That is why the common routes were never for you. That is why you could not make yourself join the herd. Your spirit held a conviction that was at odds with the world's deceptions. And for a very long time, you might have doubted your own significance, failing to see that the things making you feel out of place were actually markers of your assignment. But today, the curtain is being ripped away. The false realities are shattering. The reality of your identity and your purpose is coming into view. Society attempted to label you as either excessive or inadequate. But now the truth is dawning. You are precisely the person you were made to be. And the very aspects of you that were once judged are the ones that will guide others to their own realization. This is the moment of unveiling, of embracing your authentic self. What was previously hidden is now being proclaimed. So clear your vision, anchor your spirit, and believe what is being shown. Because after the reality is known, you can't return to slumber. There is a point in every life path when the universe declares its time. It's not when you feel perfectly prepared. It's not when your external life looks flawless, but when your soul has weathered enough, grown enough, and matched the gravity of your purpose. That point is now. Your spiritual advancement has been signed off on. Not by people, not through credentials or praise, but by the invisible world that witnessed your integrity in the quiet. You didn't pursue approval, you chose commitment. You avoided the easy ways, you held to the disciplined road, and while it came at a price, while it appeared you were falling behind, the fact is you were being lifted up where no one could observe. And that era is now finished. The transformation has occurred in the unseen and will soon show up in your physical world. The presence you command, the tranquility you embody, the conviction in your words, it will not be disregarded any longer. This isn't about pride or rank, it's about responsibility. With advancement comes deeper obligation, broader influence, and stronger defense. You are no longer functioning from a place of mere survival. You are operating from a divine plan. The right people, the needed funds, the open pathways, they are not by chance. They are aligned assignments. You have shifted from waiting to acting, from wishing to knowing. You have no need to justify yourself any longer. The results will tell the story. The brightness will show what is genuine. Step forward not as one hoping for selection, but as one already entrusted with a mission by a power far greater. Because when the universe greenlights your next chapter, nothing on this plane can obstruct it. Now that the mission is clear and the advancement has been granted, there is zero room for indecision. You are called to step into complete commitment, not partial, not on your terms, but total. This is no longer a time to doubt your intuition or look for one more signal. You have already perceived it. You have already noticed the patterns. You have already felt that pull in your core. Commitment is no longer a choice. It is a necessity. And know this commitment isn't merely about doing things. It's about being in sync. It means taking a step when it feels uncertain. It means using your voice when it trembles. It means having faith when the final picture is unclear. It means starting each day with a quiet determination to stay on your path, even with no applause, even with no one's approval. Because your guide isn't the consensus. Your guide is a higher command. You can't bear the gravity of this mission while hauling the dead weight of indecision. The era of almost there is finished. The part of you that was still wavering about being ready must be shed. A higher power isn't seeking flawlessness, it is seeking your full surrender. Total commitment means you trust the next step even when you can't see the entire staircase. It means choosing what is right over what is easy. It means trading temporary ease for eternal significance. And yes, commitment will demand a price. It might demand friendships, routines, former identities, and the fantasy of being in charge. But your reward is sacred clarity, a peace beyond logic, and a meaningful existence that can't be purchased or imitated. You were not kept safe just to remain secure. You were selected to be a light in the shadows, and light never asks for leave to shine. So this is your moment to cease hesitating, cease shrinking, and cease bargaining with your destiny. You have understood enough. You have been patient long enough. Now you must act. What is unfolding currently is not just about you, it's planetary. You sense it. A change is palpable in the air. Old structures are collapsing. Deceptions are being revealed. Individuals everywhere are becoming aware, challenging old beliefs and searching for something more profound, more authentic. This is greater than a single season. It is a mass spiritual realization. And you are not a spectator, you are a participant. You are an essential player in this sacred shift. You did not enter this life by chance. You were dispatched here for this precise era with a mission grander than your own life. You were awakened not merely to flee the shadows, but to face them with truth, compassion, and presence. The road you've traveled, the suffering you've overcome, the insight you've collected, it wasn't solely for your own recovery. It was to make you capable of guiding others. Your journey is a guide, a beacon, a sign for those still lost in disorientation. And you are not by yourself. Across the globe, others just like you are emerging. The quiet ones, the judged ones, the unseen ones. Souls who were polished in solitude and are now coming forward with conviction and passion. This is the emergence of the called, the hand-picked, the awakened. It is no longer about credentials or visibility. It's about effect, it's about commitment, it's about understanding who you are and the reason you were dispatched. This is a sacred synchronization. You are in tune with cosmic timing. When you speak, your words have substance. When you act, you alter the energy. When you live in your truth, you empower others to find the strength to do the same. This is how awakening propagates, not by aggression, but by attunement. So do not minimize your presence. Do not diminish your voice. You are not insignificant. You are not tardy. You are not unfit. You are perfectly on schedule. And your voice in this moment could be the very catalyst that liberates generations.